Alright guys, what's up? So if you guys don't know me, my name is Rogelio Perez. I'm a personal trainer in San Antonio, Texas. And today on this video, I wanted to go over a few lessons that I've learned in 2023 when it comes to my experience as a personal training and growing the business this year. I have been personal trainer 4 years now. 2 of those years have been it's my full-time career. And I want to touch on a few things as I continue to grow and try and scale my business. What obstacles I've came across, pros and the cons of it, and basically what is honestly like the best advice I can provide to you guys, other trainers who want to, get into this business. And honestly, you could probably just take some of this advice and apply it to your own life and whatever it is that you want to do. Now, I want to try to make this video short and sweet. I like to talk a lot, so it could be a little lengthy. So, at the same time, I just want to go straight into the points of it. So, I'm going to start a 15-minute timer, and I'm going to make it a go to try and accomplish and explain everything in those 15 minutes. But with that being said, let's get started. So, number one, I took some notes on for this, is have your own location is much better. Number one reason, because you're in control. Now, with that being said, when I started as a trainer, I started with working at another gym, renting to coach my clients there, and then eventually moved into another gym and eventually rented a suite within that gym. But what would happen was, depending on what gym you're coaching in, whether it's a public gym or like a CrossFit gym style, right, that coaches classes, and if you as a trainer and you're scaling, your business is growing, it can become a little bit hectic when you're dealing around other people in the gym, especially if it's a busy gym or another person coaching a class for that gym. And not that it's the worst thing in the world, but little things can get in the way, right? And it can kind of affect the training that you were trying to provide to your client. What you're hoping they got out of the workout. Maybe they were looking forward to squatting, but because all the squat reps were taken, you can't do that. And in a way, you can say that it can be a conflict of interest, because you're trying to scale. Now, this all depends on how you see your business, right? And you might just want to be a trainer, coach one-on-one clients at a time. But as you continue to scale, you eventually run out of time, which means you got to train more than one person at a time, which means you start thinking about, do you want to just coach some small groups to keep everything a little bit more one-on-one basis, or do you want to go into coaching large groups? And it starts to make you think like where you want to take your business, right? And overall, if you have your own space, you're at least in control. So if you are coaching one-on-one or small groups, you're the person under release. You can pretty much use the space how you want. That's one lesson that I really learned and I reflected on. And the only thing is, if you are starting, it can take you some time to get there. But I think overall, that should be a goal. But it depends on you. Alright, so number 2, again, talking about growth in your business. Your room for growth is where do you see yourself taking the business, right? Again, for me, to explain it to you guys so y'all can get an idea of why I'm saying this, is because I see myself taking this business to the point where I do not have to be the number one trainer the entire time here. I saw myself, or I see the business going in a direction where I can potentially step away from coaching and manage the business, focusing on the sales side of things. Not that I don't enjoy coaching, I still want to coach here and there or a few clients, but I don't want to have to be the guy that's always here at 5 a.m., which I actually enjoy. What I'm trying to say is just not being the person that's here the entire time. I want to have other staff, and eventually, if all my time is gone, then unless I'm coaching like super huge classes, I need another coach here, a few other coaches here, to continue to scale the business and provide that one-on-one service. So, really sitting down with yourself and understanding like where is it, my business or even my life, where I want to be in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. And am I doing things now that are going to help me get there? So, me getting into my own place, I saw this as a stepping stone of where I see the business going. Will this be my forever place that I'm currently at? I doubt it, but we're moving in the right direction. So, you need to take a day and really sit down with yourself and think about where are you going with this? Right? Where are you going with your life, your career, your business? And, are the steps leading you up to that? And creating an action plan to help you get there. Learning new things, finding a mentor, picking up a book, asking other gym owners. I don't have that on my list, but to be honest, I've sat down with so many gym owners in San Antonio to ask them how they did things, how they started coaching. Because this is, even for me, this is a new world, and finding out how these people created a successful gym or a gym that's full is good to know and find out. Or there might be stepping stones along the way which will help me get into number 3, that you do not know how you should get from this one step to this next step, but getting some insight from another person who's already gone through it, another trainer or gym owner that's doing better than you or that you're kind of aspiring to, and you can ask them questions, then that helps you have an idea like, okay, I am doing the right thing. Or, okay, I'm supposed to be going through this struggle right now. I'm in the right spot. Or I'm not fixing that. But yeah, takes me to point number 3. Risk and taking those leaps of faith. For example, I knew I wanted again to be in my own space. I just did not see it happening this fast. Before this, I was in a 750 small square foot little studio, and I figured out how to like put all this equipment in there, pack it up well, and provide my clients the best training I could up there. I was on the second floor, and when I could, I would use the first floor for, they had like a turf downstairs that I would use and to do a lot of the heavy stuff like Olympic weightlifting and deadlifts, because I didn't want to be really banging weights upstairs. So I had just finished setting up that gym, that space, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to enjoy it. Just start marketing a bit more. The equipment I have in here is good. I'm going to enjoy this. Whole incident happened with the other business, because I was subleasing, and it became this big issue to where we had a dip. Anyways, a part of me felt like, okay, Riley, you're going back to coaching in a space or coaching at a gym again. Or do I push forward and take a leap of faith on finding a space for me in my business, which is going to require investing my time a bit more, my energy, my money, and just when I was settling into this other space, I'm restarting all over again. And it's something that can either like make you or kind of break you, right? Like maybe not like just financially, but in all aspects to where you can kind of shut down and basically just put yourself in a stuck position versus continuing to move forward. So yeah, when I faced that, I decided that we just gotta push through. We found the space, which took us a little while. It took us about a month and a half because you have to look at what you can afford, what you can't afford. But it was all, at the end of the day, a leap of faith, right? It was, do I take a step back or do I push forward? And there's steps like that in your life that you're going to have to do. I did the same thing when I took the leap of faith to start this and not going into a career that I went to school for. I could have just said no to this and gone the law enforcement route and, you know, just got a career like that, which I still can, but that's besides the point. Right now, I took the leap of faith to do this, and I've been building the business ever since, and it's been growing. If I reflect on these 2 years, it's been growing, right? But that leap of faith, it took some guts of me, some balls to like commit to that choice. Same thing here. This was a blocking point where it was me myself holding myself back of, nah, you're not ready for this. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that you're just fucking never ready for it. You just gotta fucking jump in and go. Like, face the challenges that are gonna hit you, face them head on, and push through. So this kind of all ties in back together, right, to where do you see yourself taking the business. And you need to understand that there's going to hit, if you can reflect on yourself and you've noticed that like, damn, I've been making progress, there's going to come another point in that, in the career that you're trying to do, that you're going to get hit with another fear that's going to hold you back from continuing to grow in it. And you need to be okay with understanding that and realizing like, no, I actually been progressing. What am I talking about? These last 2 years, the business has been growing. It's been a challenge, but it has been growing. So why should I not take this other challenge and keep pushing through? So yeah, take a leap of faith, take some risk on yourself. I say this a lot, but you're only going to live once. You're not going to leave this earth. You know how you are. You're going to die. Go for it. Do what you want to do. Like, fucking chase that head on and make sure that if you die young or old, while you were here, you were fucking trying to do what you love. But yeah, I'm gonna go into number 4. You might think as you're progressing the business, I think a lot of people they see that, oh, I'm gonna make more money, which means I don't have to do a lot of it. When you're only 2 years in, there's still everything is still on you. You don't get to delegate a bunch of stuff. So just a little news flash, if you guys are thinking about getting into this, and I know Instagram, social medias will maybe show that like, you know, you have these people do these things for you, blah blah blah, and you just kind of focus on one thing. 2 years in, more than likely, you will not be there, and you will be having to do a lot of it yourself. And when it comes to, for example, me opening the gym, don't get me wrong, I had a lot of friends come in and help me some days, but there was also some days where I was in here doing stuff by myself, and that adds up. It's time, it's energy. There was a week that I was here just doing a bunch of the cleaning and stuff, majority of the hours myself. And this is gym equipment. It's heavy shit that you're having to move around. It's cleaning up the restrooms. It's still trying to get with clients and sending them workouts online, right? I'm not bitching. I'm just explaining to you what this actually is. Like, there is still a lot of work to be done on your end. But again, are you gonna let it make you or break you? You want the growth. You want this, business that's gonna be growing. Cool. It's gonna require with some fucking effort. But yeah, that's one thing I think. Just wanted to share. A lot of it's still on you. I think even if the business were to scale and you're able to delegate, majority of everything comes back to it being on you as the leader. But when it comes to the actual work itself, like, it is you. Which takes me to the point of number 5, the needs versus the wants. And this is something I'm constantly in a fight with, right? Because to give you guys a scenario, as a trainer in a gym, you have all this equipment that you can use that the gym's providing you, the gym owner, versus when you decide to grow the business yourself and have your own space. Now, a lot of this is on you. You have to buy that equipment. What do you need to provide the service that you want to provide? What do you actually need? Not what do you want? And this is a point where it gets a little hectic, right? Because money gets tied into this. And you are like, crap, do I buy all this super fancy equipment that I need or that I want? Or do I just get, the squat racks that I need, the barbells that I need, the dumbbells that are actually going to be used? To give you guys an example for me right now, I only have dumbbells up to 70s. I am looking at getting all the way up to like the hundreds at least. But then I'm like, do I do it or do I wait because I can be saving that money, paying some other things off? I don't have a lot of clients who will be using those weights right now. I have a few that could use them, but I don't have a lot of it. And yes, it's an investment back into the gym, but at the end of the day, it's still money that can be saved, put to the side. Now I have a rent. So you got to really think about the need versus the want. And maybe eventually you can kind of meet the two kind of a little bit together. Things that like you don't really need, but you want them and you can use them together. But maybe buying them little by little. I know a lot of gym owners I've talked to, they made big investments at once that they took out a loan and that's how they bought everything. But it just depends on the risk, right? And if you want to take that leap of faith, I think you just got to make sure that you have proof that you've been growing, at least to show that like I'm gonna be okay if I do invest into all this stuff that I want versus the stuff that I need. So really pay attention to that. Maybe at first, if you do decide to go this route, starting your own place, you need to get what you actually need to provide the service you want to provide and wait on a lot of those wants. Alright, so number 6, last one. Again, it's going to sound super simple, but your time is going to be your biggest asset. You, yourself, your energy. You only have 24 hours in the day, but lots of time you're coaching. So what do you do with the other time? Well, you're probably going to work out yourself. Majority of us are super deep into fitness, right? As trainers, that's why we started doing this. So we want to work out too. But then you want more money coming in, right? You want more clients. How are you going to market that? You got to create content for that. You got to make sure you're posting. And then you start thinking about like, oh, what else should I be learning? You got to hit the bugs on other things about marketing, other things about business. Majority of us already know how to provide a service in fitness, but we're trying to learn these whole other things about business now. So this all takes time, right? And this is where it can get hectic with, because now you're also thinking about like, life and spending time with family, with friends, going on vacation. And in a way, I feel like yes, you can continue to grow while you get to enjoy life, but there are some chapters, some points in there that you're a little bit unbalanced, and it's okay to be like that. You're gonna have to focus on just grinding for a bit on the one thing you're trying to get done, and maybe take away attention from other things. For example, when I opened up the gym, or before I opened up the gym, I was in a position where I was coaching at another gym, and I was leaving the other space, so there was like a little gap where I had a coach under another gym before the 750 square feet space that I had. And my whole goal was just, I need to try and maintain these clients while I get this other space. Because I was a lot further. It was a big change that happened fast. And luckily, a majority of the clients did stick with me. But my time and energy had to go into that. I couldn't really focus on putting the videos up. I was trying to learn, discover how to get a place that was going to be something I can grow into, not break my budget. But all of this came with, where's my time being put? And understanding that, if this is what you want to build, then the time has to be here, right? So just be clear on that. One thing that helped me out in my mornings, just to share with y'all, was sitting down and writing an action plan for the day. So I have 4 goals in the month that I'm trying to pursue. It's something I learned from a mentor. So those 4 goals need to have actions to them. So for example, if one of my goals is I want to get, I want to make an extra $5,000. I don't know. An extra $5,000, right? Okay, well, what actions am I taking daily to help me hit an additional $5,000? So that can mean, me messaging, me marketing on social media, me messaging people who might be interested, trying to hop on phone calls. You can be more specific and say, I'm trying to get 2 customers a week. Okay, so how am I potentially getting those customers? On my marketing? But you writing down those goals and seeing them daily, and understanding like, this is my plan for today, really helps kind of set your tone for the day. And those 4 actions towards your goals, as long as you accomplish that, you've accomplished your day. Anything a little bit else that you get to do on top of those actions is just a bunch of cherries on top. So spend your time wisely as a trainer, and how you're trying to build yourself up, and how you're trying to stay, honestly, like sane while you're doing it, because it does come with a lot of pressure. This will be like the last thing I touch on. It comes with a lot of pressure, which can bring on some anxiety. And the best way you can handle it is honestly making sure you're resting, training, doing something to keep yourself sane with it. And as long as you're putting in all that work, all those actions, is you're hitting those tasks, you're good. The biggest times I've felt that anxiety rise is where I honestly have been slacking on myself. Like if there was a day where I didn't do those tasks, if I felt like that, it was because my own fault. And honestly, the rest. If we're, as a trainer, you're up at 5 a.m. You need to make sure you're getting that sleep. I'm recording this. It's 9:28. As soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going home to sleep, because I gotta be up again super early in the morning at 4 to train my morning clients. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. If you're not healthy, you can't help others. So, you first. Now we can provide the service to others to be healthy and fit as well. That'll be the last things I want to talk about for today. Hope you guys liked the video. Some stuff I just wanted to touch on. I'm going to have a few other videos coming out touching on more subjects as far as personal training, fitness, mindset, and just overall self-improvement, because it's another aspect that I like outside of fitness, and I think they all correlate together anyways. So it more than likely will be somewhat of a podcast, longer videos. I'm gonna try to make some short ones, but I do enjoy conversating and sharing what I'm thinking about. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.